The carnage unleashed at Pahalgam continues to outrage the sensitivity of the nation, of the people. The tales of innocent tourists, newlyweds, the enthusiastic visitors being gunned down is evoking great emotional disturbance all over. And what can hardly be denied are the blatant religious contours of the whole dastardly perpetration. That people were singled out for a religion is something which stands out, even as the cruelty, the total barbarism of the act shames the whole humanity. The nation is in mourning, people are in mourning, old people have lost their support, young spouses have lost their partners, children have lost their parents, and all practically for nothing, with no purpose. It is good that Kashmir, particularly the majority community there, has risen up against it and has loudly refused the insinuation of the terrorists that they are doing it for them. Probably they could have done it, they should have done it 3 decades before. The whole thing began in their name, and sad to say, many there did rejoice in the happenings, in the bloodbaths, in the perpetrations, and the carnages that were unleashed all over. But there is a need to reassess how religion shapes our life, how it affects us, and how it is perceived. Only a few days back, we have had a detailed survey by PEW Research Foundation in a survey which spanned 36 countries, Christians, Muslim countries, Buddhist countries, Hindu countries, Jewish countries, spread in all the continents of the world. And what it has thrown up a number of things. For one, it tells us that while there is a sizable leakage from the Christian religion, especially in the developed world, there is practically no change in the religions, Hindu and Muslim. Less than 1% of the people who today profess either of these religions were born in other religions. In reverse, the converse of it is that 99% of the people who were born Hindus or who were born Muslims continue to be Hindus and Muslims. That is one aspect. Probably we will deal with it in some future, but here I want to focus on a perception of religion, which has come up through this research, which was conducted during the last 4 months, and so we must take it as a very latest indicator of the perception of religion. Regarding this, the researchers asked 3 questions. They asked the respondents, some 40,000 of them spread over 36 countries, whether religion helps society. That was one question. Whether religion encourages tolerance. That was another question. And there was a third question. It was a statement that religion does not encourage superstition. And the responses, the averages of responses for the three are 77% people all over the world believe that religion helps society. 70% people all over the world believe that religion encourages tolerance. 52% of people all over the world believe that religion does not encourage superstition. Nearer home, 79%, say 80% of Indians believe that religion helps society. 68% of Indians believe that religion encourages tolerance, and 53% of Indians believe that religion discourages superstition. As a comparison, for an Islamic country, there is Bangladesh. Pakistan has not been included in this survey. There is Bangladesh, and in Bangladesh, 94% people believe that religion helps society. 75% people believe that it encourages tolerance, and 75% again believe that it does not encourage superstition. It is interesting to note that the relative figures in Japan are 46% say it helps, 61% says that it encourages tolerance, and 43% believe that it discourages superstition. The figures in USA are equally high, where 72% believe that religion helps society, 62% believe that it encourages tolerance, and 54% believe that it discourages, rather, it does not encourage superstition. It's not clear whether we can take not encourage as discourage, but it does not encourage superstition. That was the question that had been asked. The figures in UK are somewhat near, let's have the figures in Great Britain, England. For only 46% believe that religion helps society. Only 41% there believe that it encourages tolerance. And only 35% people there believe that it does not encourage superstition. Now, that is a picture of religion which tells that religion enjoys great approval all over the globe, that people all over believe that religion encourages, makes you tolerant, makes you accommodative, and that it discourages superstition. Now, that is sort of contrary, antagonistic to what we have seen. We have here Pahalgam. The perpetrators, we are told that two or three of them were Pakistanis, came from Pakistan, and a couple of them were locals. Why did they inflict this carnage? Did they have any economic problem with the tourists there? No. Did they have any personal problems with the tourists? No. So what did they have save for what they did themselves, utter, ask the tourists, and then started firing? That does not reflect the figures which the PEW survey tells us, that 77 people, 77% of the people all over the globe believe that religion helps society. That 70% of the people believe that it encourages tolerance. The history, too, does not stand by any of these conclusions. Way back in the days of Roman Empire, the Roman emperors, the Roman state, they crucified Jesus Christ, and then they subjected the Christians to great hardships. They persecuted them actually. And 300 years after the death of Jesus Christ, or his resurrection, as the Christians would like to believe, Christianity became the state religion. And for the next 200 years, it fought against others, but it first fought against Christians who did have slightly variant beliefs. Then around 600 Christian era, 622 to be exact, which is the Hijri era, Islam came up and it began to fight Christians. It began to fight Jews. And since then, we have been seeing these two Semitic religions fighting each other, fighting others, whom they call kafirs, or in Christian nomenclature, pagans. In India, we do have an instance, a very graphic instance of the adherents of Vedas going against Charvak ideology. It was not a bloodbath. It was not fought with swords, but ideologically, they did fight them almost to extinction. And today, what we know of that ideology of Charvak. Charvak, it may be noted, is something like present day materialism, where people would not believe the stories religions tell and insist on believing what they see, what they have to deal with, what is out here in the world. In the fight against Charvak, the Indian philosophers, thinkers, religionists too, so contorted it that we today do not have even a single text of the Charvaks, and what we know about them is the revelations, the denigrations about that belief in other texts. Though it is a difference of approach, there have not been bloodbaths, there have not been killings, there has been more of a persuasion But religion, even within the subcontinent, has been at loggerheads with the contenders. We have got the strange spectacle of Mahmud of Ghazni invading India. The historians tell us that he did it all for loot. His narrator, Al-Biruni, calls him a Ghazi and says that he trampled the whole of North India in order to work for the glory of his religion. We have 500 years after him, we have Babur. Babur could hardly be called a religionist. He was out and out a person fighting for his survival, fighting for his kingdom, fighting for his rule, and for most of his life, rather the whole of his life, save the last 5 years. He had been fighting his brothers, he had been fighting his cousins, all the relatives in the Taimurian legacy at Kandahar for domination. Then he came to India. He defeated another Muslim, Ibrahim Lodi, and as per his own report, he had been asked by Rana Sanga to come and had been offered help, but which, again, as per Babur, he did not render. But anyhow, Babur fought Ibrahim Lodi, defeated him, and conquered India. Contrary to many other projections, he did not go back after looting, but stayed put. And within the first year, he was confronted by Rana Sanga. And when he was confronted with Rana Sanga, what did he do? He broke his wine cup and declared himself a jihadi. And his army, who were sick of India at that time, who wanted to go back, they became all jealous fighters and went on to fight the force of Rana Sanga. And while the force of Rana Sanga was huge, it was not only Hindus. There was a chunk of the Ludis with him. There were Afghans with him. And Babur was able to convince his army and his men that it was a jihad, and he fought it as a jihad. Does the religion need an update? We do have figures of the survey saying that more than 2/3 of the people believe that religion helps a society. But it is very clear that except for the developed world, which are included in that survey, in most of the low-income countries, it is the majority population, majority religionists who have put forth this, the majority religionists there, the 77% figure that religion helps society, that it encourages tolerance, 70% saying so, and at least half saying that it discourages superstition. They are the majority of the figures. They are from low-income group countries, and they come from the countries where there is an overwhelming majority, like say in Bangladesh, an overwhelming majority of Muslims, in India, a huge majority of Hindus. Only in the developed world, say Japan, we have got only 46% saying that religion helps society. Only 43% saying that religion does, agreeing that religion does not encourage superstition. The figures in UK, Sweden are even lesser. In fact, Sweden has got the lowest approval for religion, only 42% saying that it helps society, just 27% saying that it encourages tolerance, and only 29%, as per that survey, saying that it does not encourage superstition. The figures, the actual perceptions, and the facts out there, they all insist that we must ask ourselves whether religion does help. Or else, could the question be asked whether another's religion is tolerant, whether another's religion is helpful, whether another's religion does not encourage superstition? Probably we could have very different figures. As it is, religion, the belief, it needs an update. It needs to be revised, and it needs to be held back from perpetrating things as happened in Pahalgam. As I said, it is a very encouraging thing that the Kashmir majority have refused to accept the apologies, refused to accept the justifications, refused to accept the terrorists to be acting or speaking for them. That refusal, that denial has got to be more widespread. It has got to come from all the religionists, and the goody-goody perceptions of religion, they have to be revised. Rather, every religionist should ask his and herself whether the other religion is helping society, whether the other religion is tolerant, whether the other religion does not encourage superstition. Probably then the figures which the survey has thrown up would be very different, and we would be told, made aware of the reality of religion. And probably we will be on our way to give religion an update, which it definitely does need. Thank you.